If this video provides any value to you or your career, please leave a like or comment. That means a lot to me and it encourages me to make more valuable content for you. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel. And now I'll let you watch the conversation. On-campus jobs. You talked about it a little bit. You touched on it. Let's talk about that. What's the opportunities for students if they decide to come to UMBC? Do we have that? And if they do, what kind of money they make?
Yeah, so there are a lot of on-campus jobs. First of all, there are the food stores. In the food stores, a lot of students work over there, and then there is UMBC Event Center. So all the events which happen on campus, like the major ones, and also UMBC Event Center organizes a lot of concerts and all those sort of basketball matches and all that. So it also recruits students for on-campus jobs in their food stores. There is library. People work in the library. People also work in the IES department, which works for the students. People work over there, and people work in the administration building and all that. And also, of course, the GATARA, all that thing.
What about you?
Yeah, so I'm a GA right now for robotics.
That's you. Lol, GA and all. Nice. So what do you do as a GA? How did you get it?
Yeah, so in the first semester, I was working in food stores, and also the event center. And then there's an application that all the students need to fill for applying for TA and GA positions. And if you get selected, then you get a mail that are you interested? So my application maybe matched a lot from robotics, so I was offered GA for this particular subject.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And was there an interview at all for that?
No, they just check your profile. Like you apply with your profile and they just check that.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Now, I also I did not tell you that we might be talking about this, but I wanted to know just the perspective. Like, how was the finding roommates situation for you? Like, the living situation, like, did you had to go through a little bit of mental trauma kind of thing? A lot of times, not saying that it happened with you, but I've gotten so many times the messages that they find hard time when they come here to find good people, to make friends and things like that. Did you have to go through that at all, or did you mentally prepare for it?
Yeah, so I would say I kind of got lucky in this case. Like I'm blessed to have my roommates. They are so good.
Yeah.
And they are very supportive in every sense. So what I did was when I was in India, we had a group where there were all the students and everyone was looking for roommates. So I created a UMBC roommates for girls. And then I also suggested that there should be a group for the boys.
Yeah.
So I created an Excel sheet and there I created separate categories like,
That's the sign of data analyst right here, data scientist, a spreadsheet.
Yeah. That was the best way of looking for roommates because I already found a girl I was talking to because I started interacting with people, I wanted to know a lot of more people. So I found one girl and then we were looking for two more girls to shift in a 2 BHK apartment. So I just created that group and we were like, we'll just find people from this group and I just created that sheet and so that it is more convenient for everyone else. And I tried to connect more girls as possible over there if anyone is finding it difficult to find more roommates. So then from there, I found two people who were the most active in that group, like, all those silly jokes and everything.
Yeah.
So you were like, okay, maybe you can try talking to those people if you're compatible enough with them. And then we had a lot of video calls, like, over the period of like 1 month, 2 months, we had a lot of conversations. So we kind of got very comfortable with each other before even coming here. So that is very important. You have to be very comfortable with your roommates if you want to stay with them for 2 years.
I cannot emphasize that having good roommates is going to make your life in masters very pleasant and very happening, because I know there are stories. I don't know if you have had where there's so much politics and so much drama, and like you already have so much stress about masters, and now you also have to go home and deal with this other stress. So I'm glad that you did what you did and what you said, and hopefully this will give ideas to people who are watching it, and hopefully they'll take these steps from you. Maybe they'll ask you like, can you send the template of spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because it's very, because some people I've seen that they neglect this, that they're like, we'll just find someone when we reach here who is going to invest that much energy and time. We don't have patience for that. We'll focus on visa, we'll focus on other things. But then this is very important because you have to spend 2 years with them, or maybe not even two, like at least a semester with them. If you are not with peace internally, you cannot concentrate on your academics or anything else. So that is very important to
yeah,
find people.
so important. Yeah, no, you said it all right. I'm so glad you said that. Awesome. Let's talk about internships. How's the job market for UMBC students? And before even actually we talk about that, what's like we talk about your city. Do you like your city? Do you like your town? What is it? Is it happening? Is it big buildings, or is it like a village?
The last one.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like, but yeah, it's a village, and so I stay in Arbutus, but it's okay. It's very peaceful. There are less people, so no chances of virus. Like, I'm
Nice.
happy, like I'm staying a bit isolated place, and it's good because you can, the nature is so good here. Like you can go outside for a. You have to convince yourself by saying such things, and
Right.
actually it's good because when you move to a city, then you see that the city is so bustling, and so many people. A lot of people don't even care about you. Like they just walk by you, give you a smile, but they don't really mean it. But
Oh.
it's just better to, stay with limited people and, in peace, even if they're talking to you, it's okay. So I'm kind of happy with this place.
Yeah, yeah. Chico is very similar. It's a small town. I mean, it's a town where a lot of people know a lot of people. It's like you kind of run into people. Or like I would go to Costco shopping and I would like know like, oh yeah, I know you, or I know you, and
Yeah, that's
run
right.
into people a lot. And so and I like that feeling. Like I'm from Mumbai, so मतलब Mumbai से when I
I
came to
know.
Chico, it was like a drastic shock for me. क्या है 8 बजे सब सो जाते हैं. What is this? So it was like everything was shut at
Yeah,
9 o'clock. No
exactly
restaurant.
same.
Yeah, so it
Even
was
in the morning, it's isolated. Like you go out there barely with two, three people outside, and you're like, okay,
yeah. Yeah, no, but then I got after 2 weeks, fell in love with it because people are so genuinely nice. These
yeah,
and this is something people who are watching this, like the small community towns, the people you meet there, they're gonna be long lasting relationships. I truly believe that because I've made such great friends over here, and they are like almost like a family friends now. So 100%, I like that part. I mean, I would rather be in this rather than in New York City or like a Boston
yeah.
or something like that, where like you said, there are
You feel
millions
like
of people.
people genuinely care about you here if they're
Yeah,
talking to you.
yeah. Yeah. So job market, let's talk about that. How is it in UMBC, and like does people get job or is it struggling? People struggle a lot. Like what's the career fair look like and all of that?
Yeah, so first of all, I would say that don't believe in career fairs. I mean, I would not completely agree with it, but I feel that you build your own brand. Like you
Mm,
don't have to depend on, career fairs, because sometimes there'll be a lot of companies coming in career fairs that'll be just focusing on American citizens,
mm.
because they just say that you need clearance for this role and all that. So, what I feel that getting a job uh, becomes easy when you build your own brand, be it via LinkedIn or be it via networking or be it via reaching out to your professors, or being in the good looks of your academics and everything. That's how you get a job. I don't think your university or location or anything else matters.
Nice. I love what you said. I'm gonna just disagree a little bit on career fair because I got my job from career fair. And
Yeah,
I
that's
know
why I
people.
said it might not be completely correct for a few people or for a few situations.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't want people to take this and like never go to career fair and don't.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it might not work out for you. Maybe your college might not give that much importance, but do not lose that opportunity to see the companies face to face. That's what I would say because that's how I got my job. I know a lot of people in my batch also got through career fair as well. So it is not like 100% true, but
Yeah.
what the second part, what you said, is very, very important. So I had 5 job offers. Out of them, 4 were doing my H-1B visa. And all the job offers I've got is through networking and through my personal brand. And that's what hit the nail on, how do you say it? Hit the nail, whatever that dialogue is. But I don't know what it is. But yeah, you said it right that personal brand, networking, relationship building, academics, professors, those are your key people, key things to remember. How did you get your job? Internship, and what is it like? What internship did you get it?
Yeah, so I got an internship with Red Hat. So
Oh wow, that's so
Boston.
cool. I don't
So
know if people know what is Red Hat, but it's a big deal. She's big shot now.
yeah. So when I was applying, I started applying quite early for internships. Like I think I started in like October or something. I started applying, and I think I completed like 100 applications by the end of 1 month. And in Red Hat itself, I applied to 10 positions, 10 different positions just in Red Hat. So a manager reached out to me via mail, not for the position that I applied to. Maybe some other team manager reached out to me and he said, we see that your profile is very relevant to what you're looking for. So if you are interested, we'll be happy to interview you. So he mailed and I was interested. So we had an interview. Yeah,
What was the position?
it's DevOps intern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that's why it was kind of relevant because I had that experience from my job in India.
Yeah.
So yeah. So then he scheduled an interview, and I can tell you that interview was just of half an hour, and I got the internship.
Very nice. So, what was what was the interview like?
Yeah, so the manager was so chill. Like he called me and he's just relaxed in his place. It's not like he's like suited up or very formal. And when he started the conversation, he just made me feel like I'm just talking to a friend of mine. Like he just started talking about his family and what his kids are disturbing him in the back. He just started like that. So that I think that's the key thing of conducting an interview. I think from
Correct.
this perspective, like you have to make the interviewee very comfortable with you so that the interview can open up to you.
Yeah.
Then he started with that, and then he asked me like what I'm currently studying and how was my job experience, what I learned from there, what were the things I was proud of, and what were the technologies I particularly worked on, and stuff related to that. And yeah,
Any technical question? Any whiteboarding?
there was no whiteboarding. I
Nice.
don't know why, but he told me that there'll be one more round of interview with a technical person. So I was preparing for that full-fledged. And then I get a mail that you have been offered the position. I was like, oh, really? So it was a
And
relief and kind of strange. Okay, I'm taking time to process this, like it's happening too fast.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
and what's I know we did not touch on that, but what's the salary range for, position you got for DevOps intern?
Yeah, so my location is Boston. So for there, I've been offered like 37 hourly. So if that's okay, right?
That is a lot of money,
And
right?
right now, everyone is remote, just to be sure, and we're getting the same monies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess in Boston it might be okay salary, but $37 per hour is a lot, and especially for Chico. I mean, I think, yeah, that you're almost making as much as I was making a year ago. So as a full-time project manager. So yeah, so that's good. I'm so happy for you. And what did you say? What was the salary range for GA positions or on-campus positions?
Yeah, so for GAs and TAs, they don't have hourly salaries. They have fixed salary, like bi-weekly salaries. And so for GAs, it's somewhere around like 700 to $800 bi-weekly.
Okay.
And for TAs, it's the same. I think it's $800 something. It's the
So
gap of $100.
1,500 for 1 month.
Yeah.
Roughly around 1,500 for 1 month. So and you said the expenses would be 600 or so. So basically, you're saving $1,000. That is solid. I think now people are going to start looking up UMBC data analytics course hai kya or MIS ka course hai kya. So
Actually, they have a data science course which started a year back. It's a new, like they just started it. So in our batch also a lot of people joined in and it's getting more popular. I think a lot of other people are also trying to come in that batch.
mm,
But if you are in CS, you are really blessed
yeah.
because
What is
in
that?
terms of funding, basically. Otherwise, you can pursue whatever you want, whatever you feel like. But in terms of funding, computer science is really good in UMBC.
Mm, yeah. And just like, has everybody in your what's your batch size? Do you know?
Uh, Batch size because every class is different. Oh,
Like,
like my
yeah,
2019 batch.
yeah.
So I remember coming like 160 or 170 Indians came from.
Wow, that's a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about your class? Like, do you have 30 people in your class or 50?
That depends because I have a class with undergrads as well. Like it's a combined class elective, and then a core class will have just graduates. Uh, so in one class I just have 20 to 30 people, and some other class I have like 60 people.
Yeah,
So it depends what class I'm in.
right. And so, what's the like? Is it job market good for all the UMBC student? I know that you hustled your way and you had experience and you kind of found a niche and technique to get it. What about your batchmates? Like, did they also get it, or like they're struggling? I'm just getting like overall general feel for it.
So I would say my roommate, she got into PayPal and
Oh, nice.
she applied via UMBC Works.
Mm.
So UMBC Works is a portal where you can apply to different internships and jobs. And UMBC is like a mediator in that. It helps you connect with the firm. So she had like 4 rounds of interviews, and 2 rounds on site also. So it's like UMBC is helping students, to apply to different internships and opportunities. And also the career center is always there. If you need them for resume reviews, you can fix
Your
slot and you can
resume,
just
yeah,
and get
yeah.
your resumes
So
reviewed.
it's a pretty solid university for job ke liye. Like even though the area it might be in the small town, but the college itself has that reputation and people are working their way up to get the job because of the crowd. I'm assuming it's that energy in the batch probably wanting to get the job and all. So that's good. Good to know. All of this information is going to be super helpful for everybody who's watching. I'm pretty sure this is going to be, you're going to be a rock star. Oh, reminding Rockstar, Pratiksha, also for people who don't know, she sings. Pratiksha, do you want to do a surprise performance for us? No, I'm just kidding.
Next time I'll surely do it. Like maybe Caitlin can sing with me or we can do
Yeah,
something.
that would be awesome. I think she would love that. And you sing both Hindi and English. So people, if you want, follow her on. Do you want me to say that or no? I don't want to.
I would love that if you say
Okay.
it.
Please follow her on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram right here and wherever on YouTube as well. She has a YouTube channel where she uploads singing content. So thank you, Pratiksha, for doing this. This was so nice. I mean, also nice to talk to you and after like a year and a half we've been talking. Finally, good to see you in
Really
person.
good to see. Yeah.
Yeah, you should tell everybody to watch my video.
Yeah, I will promote it everywhere, don't worry.
No,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I'm so happy for you. Plus, also your roommate who got into PayPal. I'm sure now people are going to comment, "अरे उसकी roommate को भी लेके आ
So
करके."
actually, there have been people here who have got internships from Seattle area and also Bay Area, and they are doing remote. So you can imagine.
The salary and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like UMBC. People might not know about the university, but It's actually making its way in the academic market and all, and it's going up day by day because of the research which is happening every day, and also a lot of students who are trying to get into the job market in the name of UMBC. So
Yeah. Would you recommend students if they ask me should they go to UMBC or not?
100%, definitely. I would say yes. If you want to do your masters in a less amount of money, be happy and get a good job, come to UMBC.
Yeah, nice. And I love the fact that you make 1,500 and your cost of living is 500, so you're saving $1,000 every single month. That's a good savings. I mean, you basically are paying off your college fees or whatever, kind somehow. So that's good. Okay. Awesome. We did a lot of promotion. This is not paid by UMBC at all. So UMBC, if you're watching us, please pay me.
So one thing, if you are a TA in UMBC, your entire tuition fee is waived, and if you are a GA in UMBC, you pay in-state tuition fee.
What you are revealing this slowly. This is so good to know. I
Yeah.
mean, so no tuition fees. That's great. But do they get salary or no salary?
No, they get salary. There is no tuition fee, and also they just pay the mandatory fees, which is just $1,400.
Per semester.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So basically 5,000 में master's done. Plus वो 5,000 is in 1,500 तो anyway महीने का कमाते हैं लोग. So
And
बाप रे.
also depends if you get an RA, so it depends on the professor. If the professor is willing to pay more, that depends. So
Wow. I feel bad for not even thinking about UMBC now. Anyway, so I'm so happy. This is. Do you have more? Because I feel like
No,
man,
it's-
we're going to end it and you're like slowly starting to reveal stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, this is good.
it's a good platform for funding and learning and everything else.
Yeah. No, I'm sure people are gonna start reaching out to you. I hope that's okay for people. And please don't spam her. Only reach out if you're genuinely wanting to know UMBC. Unless she wants to be spammed, please spam her. This is so awesome. It's so fun to know you more now in person and talk to you. And I hope you had fun doing this.
Definitely, I had fun too.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know how we end the videos, right?
Keep smiling and keep hustling.
Got it. So I'm gonna say this until our next episode, and that's when you have to say keep smiling, keep hustling.
Okay.
All right. Until our next one.
Keep smiling and keep hustling.